So these are the 5 إذا بدكم ways to create those support and resistance levels. Okay, حكينا عن basically the major indicators to use in the past lecture, and trend indicators, moving average اللي هلا حكينا عنها, ال RSI قلنا above 70, below 30. Okay, to look at إذا we are in overbought territory. شفنا كيف بسناب we were in overbought, بلشنا نرجع ننزل. كيف كنا in oversold نرجع منبلش نطلع. Okay, it's always on a 0 to 100. Okay, usually typically a 14-day period. It takes the RSI is on a 14-day period. However, انتو فيكم تغيروه بالsettings حسب the financial asset, حسب قد liquid, حسب قد في volume عليه. Okay, Bollinger Bands again إذا كنا قراب يعني the upper side of the bands. Okay, there's a potential resistance and we can potentially be going back down. Again, this would really depend on high volatility. وحضروا lecture اللي قبل حكينا عن Bollinger Band. MACD as well. So we identified 3 lines, the MACD line, the signal line, and the MACD histogram. وفرجينا هلا على snap كيف when there's a cross between the MACD line and the signal line, usually it's a change in trend. It's a change in basically in directions. So منلاقي انه there's يا اما a movement upwards or a movement downwards when there is a crossing. Okay, and we gave that example. إذا بتذكروا هون we had that movement and we had that crossing. فرجيتكم هون and the histogram turned negative. What happened? هون we went into a negative or a bearish move downwards. Okay, and this is what happened. Okay, so طلعوا the histogram was red. Okay, the crossing happened and boom, we started dropping down. Okay, does this mean it will happen each and every time? لا. But this gives you an indication. Is that you combine it with the fundamental aspect, is that you combine it with all the indicators, then you would get that clarity. Okay, the average directional index, we talked about it as well as 0 to 100. The average directional index يعني is أنا for me is not very accurate, but إنه it's good to know it. A reading above 25 is considered to indicate a strong trend, while a reading below 20 indicates a weak trend. Okay, so إذا شفنا شيء above 25 يعني بنشوف إنه trend قوي, بيكون قوي. Again, combine it with your fundamentals, combine it with your movements to understand if it's really a strong trend أو لا. And below 20 it indicates a weak trend. Okay, قلنا هول كلهم trend indicators. شفتوا هلا momentum indicators, RSI and MACD, you combine them together. Okay, so when you combine those two together, when the RSI forms a higher low while the MACD forms a lower low, it indicates a bullish divergence. Okay, again, you want to look at these crossings. يعني بدكم تطلعوا وين عم بيصير في crossing on different indicators, وين عم بيصير في movements. Sorry, thank you. Can you post the lecture of last week? Yeah, of course. Okay, honey, you want to look at going back here. Okay, this is Forex Factory for you guys. Okay, so إذا بتطلعوا هون على MACD وال RSI. Okay. So if you combine MACD and RSI at these levels, okay, okay. إذا بتطلعوا هون, if you combine MACD and RSI together, let me try to do it تبين عندكم مظبوط. Okay, هون you want to look at, there is we saw هون a crossing of the lines. However, it wasn't significant. Okay. لأنه يعني أول شيء there was no volume. Okay. There was no volume, and we didn't see basically a major histogram that formed. تلاقوا lines بقيوا قراب لبعض. هيدا it's the basically the histogram is the space between the signal line and the MACD line, right? So كل ما هيدا كان bigger, كل ما there's a movement that is more significant that's gonna happen. Okay. So when we combine هولي الاثنين ومنلاقي انه they're moving kind of in the same direction with no kind of crossing whatsoever, with no major histogram, this means that there is, in a way, there is a stagnation in the price. So there is a waiting period, and we can confirm that by knowing انه عندنا earnings that are coming. So نحن هون we still don't have visibility. إذا بتطلعوا هيدي, when we combine the MACD and RSI, we don't have visibility as to whether it's going to move upwards or downwards, لأنه we are in a waiting period, and we can confirm that from the fundamentals. إذا بتطلعوا هون بنرجع لورا, okay, لنشوف هون what happened. Okay, لحظة. Okay, إذا بنطلع هون as this kind of this area started happening, عم نطلع هون we saw a major crossing that happened. Okay, and we saw the RSI starting to go up. We saw MACD line and signal line starting to go up كمان drastically. The histogram started forming at a much bigger divergence إذا بنطلع هون. Okay, and this is something that brought the price heavily upwards. We saw this movement upwards من هون لهون. Okay, and it was trading above moving average. شفتوا هذا الأزرق? It was trading above moving average, so it was a strong signal upwards for this. Okay. So هيك انتو you can combine هول indicators basically to start understanding. Can you post the lecture of last week? Rita. Okay. Okay. Stochastic basically it's the same, closer. You combine it with the RSI. Usually readings above 80 are considered overbought. Readings below 20 are considered oversold. Okay, and then comes the Ishimoku cloud. Okay, now the Ishimoku cloud, to make you understand why the Ishimoku cloud, it's very, 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 very interesting. The Ishimoku cloud, guys, is an indicator I really like for several reasons. أول شيء الإيشيموكو cloud فيه 5 components. Okay, so it's not an easy indicator. It's a more advanced indicator. It's not based on closing price. It's based on higher highs and lower lows. يعني شو بنعمل؟ إيشيموكو cloud فيه 5 components. Okay. فيه Tenkan, with the first line is called the Tenkan line. Okay. Or the conversion line. The second line is the Kijun line. Okay. كلهم I'm gonna note them, so don't worry. So the Kijun line. The third is the Senku A, basically, or lead 1, on trading view, it's called lead 1. Then there's the Senku B, and there's the Chiku line. Hala, all of this for you guys is a bit of Chinese, right? It's actually Japanese. It's not Chinese, it's Japanese. But what is it? The Tenkan, basically, نحن شو عم نعمل؟ عم نرجع. What is the concept of the Ishimoku cloud? Is to take, بدل ما نجي مثل ما بيشتغلوا الماكدي ومثل ما بيشتغل RSI، مش مثل ما بيشتغلوا الموفينج افريجز. بدل ما نجي ناخد نحن الكلوزنج برايس بالماضي، يعني مثلا سكر سناب على $9 ناخده، سكر على 9.15 ناخده. هون شايفينه وراي سكر على 8.85 ناخده. بدل ما نيجي ناخد هودي شو بنعمل؟ بناخد الهايز واللوز تبع كل بيريد. يعني بنقول سناب بدل ما نقول مثلا سكر على $9، لا بنقول on that day شو الهاي كان تبعه وشو اللو تبعه. اوكي؟ لانه ليش؟ لانه نحن we want to look at and for me it's much clearer. We want to look at the price movement on that level. اوكي؟ لحظة شوي. Could you make a live trading on a market screen live please? هلا the market is closed عمر, but I can definitely share something. So basically what I want to look at is الهاي تبع السيشن واللو تبع السيشن. ليش؟ لانه بدي افهم الانفسترز وين مستعدين يطلعوا on that day وين مستعدين ينزلوا, and go back on those days to create that average, right? So أنا بدي أطلع عن جد, and for me that's much more accurate. بدي أطلع على قديش مستعدين يطلعوا قديش مستعدين ينزلوا. And this is why the Ishimoku is very interesting, لأنه أول لاين بتاخد, إذا نحن عم نستعمل الديلي لنقول الديلي تايم فريم, تاخد 9 days لورا. اوكي, تاخد 9 days الهاير هاي واللور لو, وبتاخد الافريج تبعهم. اوكي, تاخد الافريج تبع الهاير هاي واللور لو, وبنرجع 9 ايام لورا. So we look at the higher highs and the lower lows, and potentially we try to look at قديش مستعدين نطلع وننزل, and we go 9 periods لورا. That's the Tenkan line, or what is called the conversion line, right? عندنا the second line is the Kijun line, right? يلي قلت لكم عنه. It's the same thing. بدل ما ناخد 9 periods بناخد 26 periods. So عم نكون إذا بدكم عم نطلع أبعد لورا to see the bigger trend. Okay? To see the bigger trend. And then once we start identifying هولي, هفرجيكم هلا على سناب كيف. So let's say هون نحن we are, لحظة خلينا ناخد, let's say the 1 hour. لحظة شوي. Okay. Okay, and then we're taking the Ishimoku. Okay, you can find it. It's a very هيدا. إذا بنطلع you're gonna see that there are a lot of charts. هجرب شيلكم هيدا كمان, شيلكم هيدا for a second. Okay, and then هيدي هون. Okay, this is the price اللي بالنص. Okay, and these are هنفوت عليهم لأفرجيكم إياهم. Just a second. This is the style. Okay. So the conversion line اللي هو قلت لكم التنكن is in blue. شو بدكم نعمله؟ بدكم نخليه blue, فينا نحطه yellow إذا بدكم تشوفوا أكتر. Okay. And then you have the baseline. البيسلاين هو basically شو اسمه الكيجون. اوكي, بدكم فينا نحطه احمر, فينا نحطه whatever color بدنا. Okay, and then green is for the lagging. هلا فسلكم شو هو, and then light green and light red هلا بلكم كمان what it is. So نحن هون عم نطلع how to read this. Okay, let's try to go like this. Okay, لكن قلنا نحن أول شيء عم نطلع moving average بياخد ال closing price. هيدا بياخد ال highs, higher highs وال lower lows, ما هيك؟ So it's clearer in a way for us. We have to look at it as a clearer indicator of what is happening in the price. As long as the price is below قبل خلينا نعمل لكم هيدا. لحظة. حطيت لكم هنا. just a second كنت عاملكم هون وينه كنت عامل سلايد اوكي هلا I'll share it just a second anyway let's come back هلا I'll share it with you I will tell you basically لما يكون basically the Tenkan line is trading above is the price is trading as the below the Tenkan line okay what it means okay when it's trading above what it means okay but I want you to understand the concept لما عم نعمل نحن analysis على اللي صار قبل يعني ال higher highs وال lower lows قبل وعم نعمل الافريج تبعهم وعم نخلق هيدي اللاين okay whenever we are looking at this usually when it's trading below when the Tenkan is trading يعني above the price usually it's a bullish sign okay usually it's a bullish sign ليش لانه هون صار عندنا شو صار عندنا مثل نوع من support we are trading below it so we might see investors more interested in buying the stock than in selling the stock so بس تشوفوا هيدي اليلو لاين فيكم تحطوها اللون اللي بدكم اياه بس انه هلا هون for clarity حطيت لكم اياها هيك okay whenever you see it whenever you see the price like trading below it there's a change in pattern شفتوا باب طلعنا in the price we started trading above it then poof نزلنا بالprice okay and then we kept going down until we reversed and then we crossed above it in the price okay that gives you a small kind of indicator on what is happening so هون ما بعرف اذا شايفين ماي تابلو تبعي اوكي حطيت لكم هون انه الار اس اي بيسكلي والماك دي والموفينج افريج بيشتغلوا على الكلوزنج برايس while the Ishimoku works on higher highs and lower lows. The first component of the Ishimoku is the Tenkan, okay, which is the conversion line. بناخذ the higher highs with lower lows and then we take them on a period of 9, okay. Whenever it's flat بس يكون هيدا اللاين جالس هيك يعني ما نشوف فيه كثير عم يطلع وينزل اوكي usually there is a consolidation يعني في شيء يعني there is a movement that is sideways awaiting something to happen اوكي خليني بركش لكم هيدا اذا يمكن تقشعوا احسن اوكي okay can you see my screen المفروض إذا 20 جرب أقربها هيك Okay, so whenever there is a sideways movement, there is consolidation. Whenever we are going upwards, there is a bullish trend. Whenever we're going downwards, there is a bearish trend. Okay, the Kijun, which is the baseline, takes the same high, low على ال 26 period مش 9 على ال 26 period. Okay, so هون بدنا ننتبه إنه we take a longer period لورا which gives us a clearer view on the long term يعني بنشوف movement إذا بدكم on a longer span so بنصير مركزين أكثر على how is it performing on a longer period of time okay فهون بنطلع على هيدي basically with the same approach which is إذا عنا sideways movement we are consolidating وإذا عنا downwards movement we are bearish إذا عنا upwards movement we are bullish okay it's the same thing but on a longer span so إذا بدنا نطلع على stock from a longer perspective إذا نحن we are medium term traders longer term traders we can take just the Kijun and look at it because it takes a longer period of time to basically calculate the high highs و low lows ونرجع للconcept شو هو اللي هو إنه الهدف من كل هيدا الإيشيموكو هو إنه نطلع على قديش الانفسترز مستعدين يطلعوا طلوع وقد ايه مستعدين ينزلوا نزول. اوكي بدل ما نقول هيدا الكلوزنج لانه يمكن الكلوزنج يكون هون يمكن الكلوزنج يكون هون يمكن الكلوزنج يكون هون on a specific day. So it's not really indicative of how much are investors willing to go, right? So مشان هيك Ishimoku is very interesting. Then اوكي usually we can combine هيدا الشيء مع an exponential moving average تنشوف اذا في شيء بيسموه price breach. اوكي I will use this كيجون as a definitive stop loss لإلي إذا أنا عم بعمل trades from a technical perspective. يعني إذا أنا عم بطلع على الشارت وباخد ال 26 period الكيجون basically on a 26 period time frame اللي هو by default يعني الكيجون would serve potentially as a definitive stop loss لإلي إذا we're going up. اوكي ليه؟ لانه عم بياخذ فتره اكبر بالتريد وعم بيقول لي قديش مستعدين الانفسترز فهموا الكونسبت قد ايه مستعدين الانفسترز ينزلوا نزول ويطلعوا طلوع اوكي بالتريدينج هيدا الفاينانشال انسترومنت. سو انا كل ما بقدر يعني ارجع لورا وشوف قد ايه العالم مستعده تنزل فيه لهالسهم او حيلا اسد او تطلع فيه قديش انا عندي وضوح صار انه اوكي ماكسيموم على 26 بيريود مستعدين ينزلوا هالقد. رايت سو الافريج تبع becomes a kind of stop loss. واذا بدكم تكونوا conservative اكثر تاخذوا الكيجون وبتنزلوا تحته ب 20%. اوكي تاخذوا الكيجون that's something practical تاخذوا الكيجون وبتنزلوا تحته 20% to identify another conservative stop loss. Okay, so these are the two main components, the Kijun and the Tenkan, okay, اللي هو conversion line baseline of the Ishimoku cloud. في ثلاثة components بعد بالإيشيموكو اللي هن Senku A, Senku B, which is basically lead 1, lead 2, and the Chiku line. اوكي هلا حفسرون مثلا. Of course it helps in forex, it helps in everything. Of course. هيدي ال higher highs and lower lows of course. Of course. يعني انا بدي هلا حتشوفوه بس تشوفوه على الشارت حتفهموه اكثر بس I want you to understand this concept. Ishimoku always higher highs و lower lows الافريج تبعهم. ليش؟ لانه بدنا نشوف قد ايه ماكسيموم مستعدين الانفسترز يطلعوا وينزلوا مع هيدا الفاينانشال اسيت. اول شيء كان بناخذ 9 periods 9 الكيجون بناخذ 26. الكيجون is more backwards in time so it's kind of gives us a bigger view of how investors are thinking, which is good for us obviously which is good for us, which helps us basically establish a support. هلا Senku A and Senku B basically شو هن؟ Senku A هو أخذنا التنكان قلت لكم 9 periods higher average of the higher highs and lower lows. الكيجون average of higher highs and lower lows على 26 periods, right? السنكو A بياخد التنكان and we add the كيجون and we divide by 2, which is the average basically of the tenkan and the kijun. Okay, this gives us another line, ثالث line بالإيشيموكو cloud. Okay, هيدا الثالث line basically we added هلا حفرجيكم تنخلق شيء بيسموه the chemo cloud. Okay, هلا افسركم شو the Senko B basically which is the lead 2 على trading view بتلاقوه هو the average of higher highs and lower lows بس over شو over 52 periods. يعني اذا انا عم ناخذ daily over 52 periods لورا. اوكي سو بس نخلق هول اللاينز نحن اوكي projected 26 periods into the future okay to give us بس هلا شو بدكم بهيدا هلا for now just focus on the 52 periods. Okay, when the Senko A is higher than the Senko B, okay, we have a green chemo cloud. Okay, when the Senko B is basically higher than the Senko A, we have a red chemo cloud. Okay, شو معناتها؟ Whenever we have a green chemo cloud, هلا حنشوفه, we have something called a support zone. Okay, so that's a support zone for the financial asset. Whenever it's red, we have a resistance. Okay, so بلشنا بالتنكن قلنا it's the average higher highs هيدا over 9 periods. هيدي over 26. السنكو A منا الافريج تبع هودي الاثنين. اوكي، والسنكو B شو عملنا؟ عملنا ال 52 periods. سو رحنا بعد اكثر بالماضي تناخذ 52 period and we projected it into the future. هلا بفرجيكم كمان كيف. المهم تفهموا من هيدا انه we have the Tenkan line عم تطلع وتنزل وهيدا عندنا الكي جون وعندنا السنكو A وعندنا السنكو B. Okay, we have a fifth one which is the Chiku line, okay, which is called a lagging span. شو هو؟ هو ال current price بس هون شو اخذنا؟ الكلوز. ليش حلو إيشيموكو؟ لأنه it combines بين هيدول ال higher highs وال lower lows وبين الكلوز اللي هو بنشوفه بالتشيكو اللي هو مثل الموفينج افريج basically. بس عم ناخذ نحن الكلوز الكورنت برايس الكلوز الكورنت برايس يعني 1001 بحاله سناب in this case. اوكي، وعم نرجع فيه 26 periods لورا. سو عم نشوف نحن نحن الشيكو تبعنا اذا كنا on هلا on مثلا on let's say May 1st بنرجع 26 periods لورا. اذا كل البيريودز تبعولي هن trading periods بنرجع 26 days لورا and this would be our Chico line. Okay, مثلا اذا 1st of July it would be كنت حاط هون example the 5th of June. Okay, same thing إذا هلا May أو هيدا. إذا basically إذا the Chico هون حطيت لكم إياها إذا the Chico is above the price يعني إذا Chico line الخامس is above the price we are in a bullish trend. إذا we are below the price we are in a bearish trend. Okay, كلهم هون حاحط لكم إياها لتفهموا شو how this works. Very important هون بس افتح الشارت for you to understand something. إذا جينا حطينا هون now you can see that there is بس لشوف شو حطينا التشيكو لأن أنا مغيره just to double check. okay, so lagging span هو التشيكو هو الأخضر. okay, you see that هيدا بتكون فينا نغيره. خلينا نعمله هيدا روز هيك أحلى هيدا اللون. اوكي، إذا بنطلع هون اوكي إذا بنطلع هون شفتوا وينه هيدا تشيكو لاين. whenever we are above whenever the Chico line is above شفتوا it's above we are in a bullish trend. صرنا below the price شفتوا الحقوا هيدا بس هيدا سو كل الباقي الحقوا هيدا شفتوا below we are still in a bearish trend. هون شو عم نشوف we are getting very close and we just broke above it. so بلشنا نشوف a bullish trend بسناب and this is one of the reasons when بس فتحت أنا دا إيشيموكو على الشارت على سناب I started seeing some patterns. قلنا هيدول اللي شفتوا هول الكلاود الأحمر والكلاود الأخضر. okay, these are the chemo clouds. okay, that is the combination that is إذا بدكم the distance بين the Senku A and the Senku B. okay, so whenever it's green شو هو whenever the chemo cloud is green what is it? bravo, support. whenever it's red guys لا حطيت لكم اياها whenever it's green it's support, whenever it's red it's resistance. okay, ما تضيعوا whenever it's green it's a support basically. okay, whenever it's red it's a resistance. ليكوا هون this is a full resistance area. a full resistance area شفتوها هون هيدي كلها it's a resistance. so we are bumping يعني إذا بتطلعوا هون the price is still below it. هون we started moving into the cloud. وهون this is something I will كمان just take it just so that you know of it. There is something called the chemo strategy. Okay, this price whenever it crosses into the cloud يعني شفتوا كيف فتنا هون into the cloud. هون there is a potential for a pattern change, and there is a movement that could cross the cloud upwards, and here the cloud becomes green. مثل ما شفنا هون إذا بتطلعوا we were trading. ليكوا هون كيف كان الكلاود تحتنا، كنا عنا support area. we started going. بس هون شوفوا طلعوا ليكوا كيف بيتجمعوا الانديكيتورز. ليكوا الشيكو لاين كان تحته، so we were in a bearish trend، مع انه كنا عم نطلع هون، بلشنا نطلع هون، كنا بعدنا عم نطلع، بس شو بين الشيكو لاين تحت البرايس، so that's a bearish signal, right? عنا كان a resistance on this level. شفنا انه عم نطلع اول مره، ثاني مره we did not break that resistance. Okay, the Chiku is below, so we are in a bearish هيدا. we have a support area هون which is the green cloud إذا شايفينه. Okay, whenever the price bumped into the cloud and went in, ليكو when it crossed من تاني ميل وصار الكلاود red. Okay, and again these are indicators, they are not God. So ما حيقولوا لكم 100% it's not gonna be 100% the result. However, this gives us an indicator. ليش بنحب الإيشيموكو؟ لأنه the Ishimoku gives us the higher highs and the lower lows. It gives us قديش people are willing to go upwards and downwards with the stock. Okay, but that's basically for the Ishimoku. Again, I will share a video on this because I love the Ishimoku. So هعملكم a small video explaining the Ishimoku أكتر. I believe that it's very underrated. It's complex. A lot of people don't use it لأنه بيفكروه كتير معقد، بس ما بدي إياكم تفكروه معقد لأنه بس هلا أول مرة you interacted with it. أكيد في it's not easy. But once you understand that it's the average of higher highs and lower lows, once you understand, it's on a 9 period thing and on a 26 period thing and on a 52 period thing, so عم نرجع لورا to try to forecast, you can start kind of more understanding more where to use the Ishimoku. Okay. But that's for the Ishimoku. Again, I'm gonna just tell you about the options. I told you how to use that. Trading tactics, always use multi time frame analysis. يعني دايما افتحوا الديلي وافتحوا الشورتر one وقارنوا بيناتهم. يعني قارنوا بين الديلي وبين ال 1 minute chart on an intraday basis. تشوفوا وين trends are building up in comparison to the bigger picture. Okay, it's always a good idea. أول شيء, you use the 1-day chart to identify trends overall. You use the 4-hour chart to identify supports and resistance, and you use the 1-hour chart to identify potential entry points. دايما ال 1-hour chart تساعدكم أكتر لأنه you can know exactly where people are moving in matters of entry points and exit points. But if you don't do it مع ال daily ومع ال 4 hours, you will not know. Okay, you will not know where to enter. بتشوفوا الترند. دايما قلت لكم في 4 types of indicators: trend, momentum, volatility and volume. كل الوقت volume determines trend determines momentum and volatility. Okay, it's always a circle. Okay, so دايما we use the 1-day chart, the 4-hour chart, the 1-hour chart when it comes to multi-time frame. Harmonic patterns هنزلكم فيديو عنه because there are 4 patterns that I will identify for you: the Gartley, the butterfly, the crab and the bat patterns. هولي هو basically يعني as the name suggests they shape a certain form of a certain shape, a certain pattern, and they gives you an indicator on the market كيف رايح الماركت وكيف متجه. Okay, and then you can ask me questions on this أكيد. and شو اسمه I will have so you can ask me questions below. By the way, at Teachable, you can ask me the questions below the videos. So إذا عندكم questions, ask them below the video اللي انتو ضايعين فيه, so I could answer. So that way it would be beneficial for others كمان. يعني هيك بكون عم جاوب على السؤالات, وبذات الوقت بنكون اللي عم بيرجع يحضر الفيديو عم بيستفيد من هول الأسئلة والأجوبة اللي تحت. So that it helps you guys understand أكتر. So هول الباترنز whenever I'm gonna explain them تسألوني السؤالات. ما تقولوا لي ما فهمنا. Okay, definitely the market profile, you always use a 30-minute chart to understand areas of high trading. نشوف الفوليوم مثل ما قلت لكم volume clusters, نطلع وين في volumes. 4-hour charts for support and resistance. We repeat. Okay, Elliott wave theory is a separate video I'm gonna do. Basically, كمان to identify specific trends, and then volume analysis, as I told you. Moving average, we explained it. Okay, we used basically 10-day moving average on a daily chart to identify short-term trends. We use the 50-day moving average on a weekly chart to identify medium-term trades. And the 200 اللي هي أكبر شيء اللي هي يعني it's really going backwards to identify a moving average is to identify a longer term trade. Okay, so this is basically what I wanted you guys to grasp. Again, to recap, اليوم انتو بس عم تطلعوا على chart. The way you're gonna set أول شيء your support and resistance by looking at the swing points, swing price, by looking at the moving average, as we are trading above the moving average or below the moving average. Okay, the way you do your Fibonacci retracement ببين لكم lines اللي هن support وال resistance. You look at the options, تطلعوا على قديش في volume على كل price. إذا كنا بالستوكس بالفوركس في يعني you could look at the whole chart. Don't go into details هلا, at least for now. In oil and gold you have future contracts, so بتطلعوا على ال future contracts. Future contracts, future contracts. Yep. Yeah, because okay. Okay, على future contracts, تطلعوا على ال future contracts basically to really understand where the price is going. تطلعوا على the future contracts مثلا على oil تبع March of 2024. تشوفوا how is it moving. تشوفوا وين ال resistance وال support تبعكم. Okay, once you understand support and resistance, you start applying RSI, you start applying MACD. قلت لكم RSI فوق ال 70 تحت ال 30, stochastic فوق ال 80 تحت ال 20, ADX فوق ال 25. We are in a strong trend below 20. We are in a weak trend. بتبلشوا تطلعوا على هولي. You start combining that data together. ترجعوا بتحطوا الإيشيموكو دايما تطلعوا على تشيكو لاين. شو اللي هي الكلوز اللي هي it's the closest to the moving average. So بس تطلعوا على الإيشيموكو. التشيكو إذا we are trading, the price is trading above or below. Okay, بتشوفوا الكومو كلاود, it's green, it's support. إذا it's red, it's resistance. Okay, it's counterintuitive. Green المفروض يكون طلوع. Green is support, red is resistance. And then once we start crossing into the cloud, which is the Kumo strategy, basically the Kumo trading tactic, once we start crossing, we know that we're going to the other side of the cloud. So there's a change in pattern. So we look for that. We combine this with the fundamental aspect. We combine this with all what we've learned على fundamental, على economic indicators, على هولي, so that we can apply those trades. هلا, those who are gonna do start with the demo account, start trying with day trades. And as I'm gonna deliver those technical videos for you guys, and you're gonna get more and more accustomed to the technical concepts, you're gonna learn really وين تحطوا الانتري بوينتس تبعكم, وين تحطوا السبورت and resistance بشكل أداء. Okay, as I told you, خلصوا, you have to complete your lectures to get that certificate. Okay, and I'm moving at my own pace. If you guys know better وهيدا, that's up to you, but there are people who don't know. فأنا I need to move at the pace that I find fit for my course. So بيهمني إنه تخلصوا certificates تاخدون to complete the course. Okay, يلي لهلا عطيتكم إياه, so that I drop the technical videos on the indicators يلي أنا I trade عليهم. The Ishimoku is number 1. Okay, and then I'm gonna drop the full technical course اللي هو حيكون another 4 sessions with deeper technical analysis, and this is going to be free for you guys if you complete the certificate. If you don't complete the certificate, you're not going to get it. Okay, because I don't want people who don't complete shit to get things بس لأنه هيك عبالهم. So ما بدكم, don't complete the certificate, you don't get anything. But if you complete the certificate, you will get it, so that you will have صار عندكم a strong fundamental. Okay, صار عندكم a strong understanding of what is the economy, what is the trade, what are fundamentals, what are financial ratios, what are concepts in technical analysis, what are concepts in indicators. وهون بنبلش نفوت deeper into how can we go into stronger strategies, how can we identify stronger patterns. مع انه حطيت لكم الفيديو تبع جاري اللي عم بيفرجيكم كان certain patterns that he uses to identify. And I have different patterns that I will share كمان, so that completes it. So مثلا head and shoulders, points يلي بنجمعهم, butterfly, crab, كل هول Gartley patterns, هول patterns بنبلش نفوت فيهم in details in our technical course. So كتير مهم انه تكونوا خلصتوا هيدا الشيء, فهمتوا هيدا الشيء. Watch please all the videos. If you have questions, put them below the videos so that it's good for everyone. Try to be detailed in your question. لا أقدر أفهم عليكم ورد عليكم, because I think that this is the most constructive way. Below the videos, we add the questions, we add the answers, so that people can benefit. وكلنا نستفيد من معلومات اللي كلنا بنتشارك فيهم. وإذا you have a comment that you want to do, a constructive thing, يعني بدكم زيدوا بالعكس. إذا you are again, the point is for us to trade together. So I share with you stuff, but if you want to share كمان, do share below the videos. If you have added concepts you want to add, this is definitely open. Basically that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope that you benefited from this. Again, I hope that you understand that this is my own pace, and I don't want, because there are people who don't know, there are people who know a lot. So we need to be comprehensive of everyone. I want you to understand the concept. ما بدي هبل, ما بدي عالم ما فهماني شو عم تعمل بس لأنه قالوا لهم اعملوا هيك ويعملوا هيك. لا, بدي تفهموا ليش الإيشيموكو is interesting. بدي تفهموا إنه it's the higher highs and lower lows. It's not the close. شو معناتها؟ معناتها نحن ما عم ناخد the closing price. عم ناخد شو هو الافريج بين أعلى شيء وأوطى شيء, which is amazing لأنه عم نشوف قديش مستعدين الانفسترز يطلعوا ينزلوا. Okay, and that's one of the indicators. So بدي اياكم تفهموا the indicators. بس نحكي عن moving average, يعني قديش the price is moving on the close. Okay, قديش عم بيتحرك, قد ايه الكلوزنج close تبعه, close 9 915 885 93 95 اوكي. سو عم نشوف قد ايه عم بيتحرك با 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 لنقدر نفهم عن جد شو عم بيصير. اوكي and that gives us a glimpse. نرجع historically اليوم الايرنينجز تبع ستوك، خلينا نرجع على الايرنينجز تبعه قبل، نشوف على كل ايرنينجز كيف تصرف، شو كانوا الايرنينجز وكيف تصرف. هول ريسيرش جايز بدكم تعملون، بدكم تدفشوا حالكم تتعملوا ريسيرش. No one is going to give you a free trade like this because these researches when you do them you can make 40 and 50% and 30% and 20% and 60% on your trade. It's not for granted. اليوم العالم when they're living on a salary of $2,000 or $1,500 or 100 or 200 or $500, when you, the only way that you're going to make much more, it's logical, this is life, when you work much more. شو يعني؟ يعني بس تعملوا الريسيرش أذكى من غيركم. أنا عم بعطيكم the tools بس أنا ما فيني أعمل ريسيرش عنكم وما فيني أعمل ريسيرش على كل شيء. وحتى اللي بيقول لكم أنا بعمل ريسيرش، نمبر 1 بيكون الريسيرش بيسموها a lagging research، يعني بيكون هو عامل ريسيرش على لعبه ما يعطيكم اياها بيكون the market has changed. Whenever I do a trade I will share it with you. Whenever I'm bullish on something, whenever I'm looking at a stock, I will share it with you. I want you to share with me as well. Okay, and very important is to تستعملوا التولز اللي اعطيتكم اياها on a weekly basis. البلان سبت احد نطلع على الماركت شو حيصير، فوركس فاكتوري شو حيصير عندنا this week, what is the news that's coming, what's the news coming in the next week. يعني كمان في investors بيكونوا عم يفكروا بجمعة الجاي. ليه؟ جمعة الجاي شو في؟ FOMC meeting. Okay, Federal Reserve. So investors started thinking about this. Are we going to raise rates أو لا? Okay, have we reached a point where raising rates is going to crash the commercial real estate, is going to create a credit crunch that will jump us into heavy recession, like Donald Trump is saying, potentially, and he's trying to push towards that recession, making people more fearful of this? Or is it the reality? We don't know. So we have to look at how the investors are moving on a daily basis. CNBC, Bloomberg, MarketWatch, Barron's, okay? We try to identify the indicators